welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry. That's Occupancy beside me, Bryant down below. And we are ready to break down some Saturday sports. We have baseball, we have CFL, we have college football, we have hockey preseason. There's literally everything you can bet on today. So before we get started going into the actual sports, we will take a look at the current show standings and see how everything's going. So I added here the numbers here totaling up everything. So best bets in baseball, we're up 9 units. Dog of the day, we're up almost 5 units. Over under, up almost 2 units. So baseball right across the board is going great. Looking at NFL, up 3 units in best bets. The only category we're down on any sport on the show is NFL, minus 1.5 units, so not too bad whatsoever. And then over under, up 5.5 units. Looking at college football, up a unit in best bets, almost half a unit dog of the day, and almost 1.5 units in over under. And then CFL, other sports, slightly up in each category, almost 2 units over under, 1.3 dog of the day, 0.10 in best bets. So overall, across the board, we're profitable everywhere except dog of the day and NFL. We'll jump into today's sports. So I'll probably be the only one here, I'm assuming, that has any CFL picks here. Haven't really been going too much into CFL lately, obviously with NFL coming back and college and everything, and now hockey. But I do like today's games. Well, one of them, I'll bring it up here. So Toronto and Ottawa, the first game there, no opinion for me in that one. Kind of a battle of two bums. Toronto's probably the better team, but Ottawa could upset here, so especially at home. So I'm staying off that one. Calgary, BC. I am backing the BC Lions. I backed them a lot on the show this year. They will not have Nathan Rourke until hopefully the playoffs, but he is still out. These two teams faced each other last week in Calgary, and BC got the upset win. And now they're once again dogs at home, and I'm going to back them again. I think they're the better team. They have the better defense. They probably still have the better offense. Calgary just has the better quarterback. So sometimes you can bet the team that has the better defense and the better offense and fade the better quarterback. I know everyone talks about quarterbacks, and they are definitely important, of course, but sometimes you can take the other team, and that's what I'm doing here with BC money line in this one. Turnsy says, Terry, what's up, Turnsy? And Justin says, what's up, Terry and friends? Probably not betting baseball, but I'm listening while watching my Michigan over 63.5. Yeah, we'll get to some college picks here in a bit. But yeah, nobody has any CFL picks. So we will jump into baseball, and then we'll get to college after. So let me get everything up here. We do have one game that started 2 minutes ago. I currently do not have any picks in the Boston Yankees game. I do want to thank the Yankees for getting the 5 runs that I needed yesterday. They didn't have any for a while. Then they had 1, and then I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is a little bit nerve-wracking. All of a sudden I look and it's 4. And I'm like, awesome. And then it was 4, and it was 4, and it was 4, and then finally they got 5. So thanks to the Yankees there. But the first game I have action in, Atlanta and Philadelphia, which is on at 4 p.m. I'm going with the under 4.5. I like both pitchers here for both teams. So I'm taking the under 4.5, which I got at minus 115. Kyle Wright has been pretty good all season long, unless he's facing the Mets. And he isn't facing the Mets, so I'm totally fine with backing him. And then Falter, he's kind of been sneaky good as well. In his last game against this Atlanta team, 4.2 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 hits, 1 earned run in the game before that against Miami, and then 7 hits and 2 earned runs another game against Miami. Both wins, but in his last 7 games, he's 5-0 with a 2.45 ERA. So if anybody wanted to look at the Phillies plus money, I wouldn't be totally against it. I don't really have an opinion who wins here. I just think we have a lower scoring start to the game. So I am on the under 4.5. I'll just bring up the games here as I go through. So Toronto and Tampa Bay. Sorry. Sorry here. I'm trying to get this to work. Doing things a little bit differently today. Sorry. So Betts Oakland, obviously no real opinion for me there. Washington and Miami. Alcantara against Eric Fetty. This should be a nice Miami spot, but they're minus 200 favorites. So not a game I got to myself. Toronto, Tampa Bay. I told everybody on the show yesterday, I said, do not bet Toronto. Mitch White, I said, go with the over. And both teams almost cashed the over. So that was a great play with over 7. But today we do have Manoah on the mound. I'm going back to the Blue Jays here at minus 104. I think they get the job done here against Tampa. This is becoming a must-win because things are getting really close in the wild card standings, and Toronto needs this win. So I think they did hit Rasmussen. Not too bad the last game. I'll take Manoah over Rasmussen in this one. I'll quickly go. The next game is the final game. Cleveland, minus 120 against Texas. This Guardians team is just playing really well right now. They got rid of the Twins. They got rid of the White Sox. They haven't clinched technically yet, but this is Cleveland's division with what they've done the last couple weeks. And now they get to face Glenn Otto and the Texas Rangers with Cal Quantrill on the mound. I love Cleveland here at minus 120. Big surprise, early surprise, I guess. Cleveland, my best bet of the day. I love the Guardians once again. And then the final game I have action in is the final game of the night, Kershaw against Montgomery. I'm taking first 5 under 4. I think kind of like the Philly game, we get another low-scoring affair. When it comes to Padres and Rockies, I want to take the Rockies really badly. They actually, Brian's like, no. They've actually won 14 of the last 15 at home against the Padres, and they were dogs in all 15 games. And somehow they've been able to win. So not pulling the trigger on it, especially with Chad Kuhl, who was me and Bryant loved backing him early on in the year, but he's kind of went downhill. Obviously, Darvish on the other side. It should be a Padres spot. They just don't have success here in Colorado. So that's something to keep in mind, but no official play for me there. We'll go to occupancy first. What do you like here in baseball?
Yeah. Today's an interesting baseball slate. I just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Turnsy, Justin, betting is fun. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining in. Definitely appreciate everyone coming into the show. Baseball, it's an interesting time of year. Right now, I think the AL is pretty much locked up, but the National League, we have 2 open seats and 3 people trying to get in. So 1 will not. So those are the games that I'm targeting. And I'm looking at this Milwaukee-Cincinnati game. I've been betting the Brewers in the last 3 or 4 days. Money lines, first 5s, team totals. I've just been pretty much going all in with the Brewers, and it's been working. Their ace is now on the mound again today. It's something where I just want to keep it going. In their last 4 games, they've hit the team total over 4.5. And I think they keep rolling today. I was looking at Ashcraft's numbers, and he's actually respectable. Like his ERAs are, high threes, low fours. His FIP's kind of around the same. So it's not like he's a walkover, I don't think. But just like with the way the Brewers are playing, they've won 3 in a row. They took the last one from the Mets, shut them out 6-0. And then even in the loss to the Mets, they were still putting up some runs. And now they've taken the first 2 from Cincy. And look, this is their season on the line. I think they're going to roll today. The problem is the -210 on the money line. It's a little juicy. The team total over 4.5 was -115 when I saw it. So I bet that that's one way to go about it. But really, what I'm probably focused on, and it'll make or break my weekend for sure, is a 2-legger. Because the next game that I really like is the San Diego Colorado game, like you alluded to, Terry. With Yu Darvish on the mound, I'm going to bet the Padres here. He's been really good. Like I've been watching his games, and his numbers are also really good. His low threes in his ERAs right now. Look at his strikeouts: 9, 6, 7, 8. He's going deep. He's pitching 6, 7 innings a game. I mean, he's won 5 of his last. I mean, the team has won 5 out of 5 of his last starts. And with San Diego right at the bottom of the wild card race, I just think, I know like historically they're not great in Colorado, but I think this is a situational spot, and I really want to back the Padres here. So right now in my bet slip, and it's an interesting day because I have the Brewers and Padres money line at +118. And I'm honestly just thinking maybe go like 2.5 units on it. And then just like hope for good baseball. And then that will kind of set me up for tomorrow's football card, as well as next week. So that's the way I'm approaching this. My best bet is also in the Padres game. I took Juan Soto over 1.5 bases at -103. I know if you listen to ESPN, they were railing on him for weeks. He couldn't do it. Well, why did they trade him? Blah, blah, blah. But like in his last 5 games, I mean, he's had 3 multi-hit games. And to get over 1.5 bases, especially at Coors Field, all he's got to do is pop one over the fence, or even a long triple in the corner or 2. I mean, I just think he gets it done. So I already bet that one. And that's like the main baseball action I have. May cherry pick some other things, like based on what some other people are saying, and like Terry's card. But that's really what I got right now.
All right. Nothing wrong with low volume at this time of the year, especially in baseball. Nothing wrong with going lower volume. I myself am more of a higher volume bettor, but I've been rolling things in here to keep it smaller at this time of the year. Bryant, baseball, what do you think about the MLB today?
Yeah. I think you nailed it. At this time of the year, man, this is my 3rd full year betting total. And now I've got a little bit of skin in the game. I'm starting to realize that this time of the year for baseball is super weird. I've seen just my hit rate go down because there's so many variables that are being like taken in and or taken out and being put into the equation now that you didn't have to deal with in May, June, July. You got teams like the Dodgers. They're resting guys left and right. Like they've clinched home field advantage. They've clinched this. Like last night, they didn't care. They literally did not care. Those guys were clapping, happy to see Albert Pujols knock down, hit his 699th and 700th home run. They didn't care about that game. I think that's the case across the board. A lot of these places. And that's why I've definitely scaled back my volume for baseball betting. And with that being said, because of that, I am keeping it simple today. I've got the Yankees on the run line. We smack Nick Pivetta around. He's 0-2 this year against us. He has an ERA over 9. Aaron Judge has 2 home runs against them already. So maybe, just maybe this afternoon, he'll at least tie Roger Maris's AL record for home runs was 61. I have Wake Forest +7.5. So thank you for that, Turnsy. But yeah, so I've got that going. I'm looking for Sandy to basically lock up the NL Cy Young, to put away any sort of doubt that he isn't the guy for the award. He had the complete game last time out, I believe. He's got the Nats, who basically fielding a AAA lineup. Like, you could see that lineup at your local AAA ballpark in any city in America right now. I just think that he's locked in. That's the only thing the Marlins have to play for, right? They basically have to play for it to make sure he gets these wins and, kind of help build up his case a little bit further. And I know obviously wins aren't like the end all be all in Cy Young voting now, as they shouldn't. But I think he's going to want to put together a strong end to the season. So I've got him. I've got the Nats on the first 5 team total. I got it +150. I think he can hold them for 5 innings. And then I also have them on the run line. Little simple $5 bet. It's the Marlins. They got the best pitcher at home. They perform better at home, which isn't saying much, but they do perform better at home, offensively at least. And I also doubled up and then went to Cincy. And my boy Corbin Burns is on the mound. Did the same thing. Literally the same thing. Exact same. Took a flyer on the F5 team total for the Reds. That's actually a really good point. MLB would hate it, though. They would absolutely hate it if he hits a home run today when college football is on, or tomorrow when the NFL is on. But that's probably what's going to happen just because of that. But yeah, so I did the same thing with Corbin Burns. Got the Reds F5 team total under a half. I got that +175. It's worth the flyer. I think the Brewers are in a good spot. They're starting to pick it up a little bit. And I also have the Brewers on the run line because Corbin Burns is pitching. He's good for 6 or 7 innings. I think that they can get to Ashcraft and the bullpen will lock it down. And that's really it. Oh, I do have the Padres. I don't know what it is. You had a kid and he just turned into like the you that just came over from Japan. I don't know. He tapped into some different level, and but he looks really good right now. He's doing his part to make sure that the Padres get to the playoffs. And CJ Cron got hurt. He's probably not in the lineup tonight. I doubt that you see Blackman in the lineup tonight. They started like 6 rookies yesterday. 6. You don't have 6 rookies in the lineup one night, and then the next night you just magically just don't have those, at least 4 or 5 of them in the lineup again. So because of that, that's just why I was like, there's no way I could back the Rockies tonight. I love Cool. I think that he is someone that we can look forward to maybe next year, kind of catching people by storm early on in the season like we did. We caught lightning in the bottle with it. It was fun. Made some money off of it. No shame, and then I got burnt once or twice, but it's not like he's a top-tier guy. So it's like I'm not going to hold any grudge against him. And then I saw what he was really about, and I said, I'll back off. But he struggled at home since the All-Star break. He's looked horrible there. And ultimately, I think this again kind of ties into what I talked about at the beginning of this. It's the end of the season, and you got teams like the Padres. The Padres cannot lose games. They just simply cannot lose games right now. So I think that they're going to be ultra aggressive against a guy they've seen before, and you're going to see them come out and attack teams. And with their best pitcher on the mound, I think that that's a go. I do think that's a go. And I don't believe in Ashcraft, and I wouldn't take him again, much like I just said, because of what's going on. The Brewers, the Padres, any of the teams in the American League wildcard race, I'm looking to back them in any way possible for the rest of the season just because of what's going on. They have to win games. They have to. So they got to come out fast, start fast. But those are my baseball picks for the day. It's super light. It's football. It's football Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be probably doing the same thing tomorrow, maybe like 1 or 2 picks and then keeping it pushing.
For sure. We'll bring up the college football game that I want to go over here specifically. And we'll use BetStamp, bring up BetStamp as well. BetStamp, use code WILD when signing up. Follow me there at Let's Go Wild Picks. Make sure to do your line shopping. Find the best lines for whatever you are betting. And follow me there at Let's Go Wild Picks. And also verified bets. So there's verified bets, so you know to make sure that people are getting the price that they say they are. Everything is verified at BetStamp. Going into college football, there's how many college football games today? I think like 100 and something. So I am new to college football. I'll be completely honest with everybody out there. But this game caught my eye. This Oklahoma team looks like the real deal here. Getting them at home, 13.5. If this was 14.5, I might be staying off. But because it's at 13.5, I like that number. So I'm going to be backing Oklahoma here, minus 13.5 at home against Kansas State. Not a whole lot of in-depth opinions or in-depth analysis. I'll get there as I get more comfortable with college football, but I think Oklahoma is a good spot here. Occupancy, are you on any college football today?
Yeah. So I love football as a sport. I love playing it. I love watching it. College football, I don't cap super in depth and closely, so I can't really speak with you guys. I know you're really sharp and you get into all the college football, and people have a lot of plays on today. But I do have one. It's just my team. It's my hometown area. I'm taking Rutgers +8, minus 110. I'm going to blindly bet Rutgers every game this season, just as a fan. So that's all I got.
All right. Isaac says there's also preseason NHL Saturday and Sunday. Of course, I don't have any NHL picks for today. I haven't really seen much of the lineups, but the Minnesota Wild play tomorrow, so there's more than likely going to be an NHL preseason pick given out on tomorrow's show. And Isaac says Talbot better not screw my Sens game 1 play. If Talbot's in net, good luck. But no, it is preseason and it is still Talbot, but good luck with that. Rutgers +8.5 and App State -6 for Turnsey, and Wake Forest +13.5 live for Turnsey. Bryant, college football, everyone's main focus today. What do you think here?
Yeah, I've been vocal. I love football. Football's my favorite sport. So I've got like 30-ish plays across the board. Yeah.
Well, there's like 150 games, so
yeah, that's not a lot, really. If you consider
it's not actually that
much. But I'll give a couple for some of the later games, and I'll talk about a few that I already had locked in. I had Baylor, which it's not looking bad right now. TCU. And the points, it was -2.5. People were talking about the revenge edge for SMU because their former coach is now TCU's coach. It's a rivalry game here in Dallas, Texas. So he went to coach their rival, basically, and everyone was talking about the revenge thing, and that's not really panning out the way they thought it was. I'm very glad that I was on the TCU bandwagon early on. I have Duke. I smacked Duke's money line against Kansas. It's 11 points right now, the way I'm looking at it. It's 11 points. It do look like they're about to kick a field goal, so that's down to 8. I had the +7 for the full game, so we'll see how that kind of manifests. It's been a good game so far. Some other plays, though, for the evening. I am a diehard Oklahoma Sooners fan. So I saw that. I was very excited from you, Terry. I also write for the Oklahoma. I write for the for USA Today covering Oklahoma Sooners. So I do have a fair bit of knowledge and understanding of the team in and out. And with that, I will say I do like the -13.5. I think if it jumped up any more than what it was, I would probably back off of it. simply because last couple of years, Kansas State has lost a game before they ended up playing Oklahoma, and then they come into Oklahoma or they play Oklahoma, and the game is super close, super tough. They've actually won like 2 of those games previously. At the time, Oklahoma was coached by someone differently. The guy we have coaching now is I think a much better coach and a better motivator. I don't think that's the case. Kansas State lost last week to Tulane, but I think that they're going to come in to Oklahoma and they're going to run into a buzzsaw. I would be, even if it's close in the first quarter or first half, I think after halftime, Oklahoma pulls away. They just got that better talent, man. So I like the Oklahoma minus 13.5. I also have Oklahoma's team total over 33.5 points. 34. I think that's a pretty solid area right there. What else do I have locked up on the schedule? I have the under 51 in Arkansas, Texas A&M. Arkansas they're like 100th. Yes, I can answer that really quickly. He plays at University of South Carolina in the SEC. He left mostly because he had a falling out with Lincoln Riley, who's the head coach of University of Southern Cal, the Trojans, USC, and it just didn't work. Last year, he got recruited over basically. Caleb Williams, the starting quarterback for USC, came in and played behind him, and the writing was on the wall, and it was a bunch of chaotic stuff. I have to shoot it to you in a text. It's too long-winded. But yeah, he's playing for South Carolina now, and he's not looking great. I'll add. But anyway, Arkansas, they're like 105th in like pace of play this year, and they run the ball a lot. Running the ball is going to eat time off the clock. Texas A&M, they've got all these like playmakers, but the quarterback position is just not good. Under 51 in a rivalry game in a packed environment in Dallas. I like the under there. Both those teams really love to run the ball. That's going to chew a lot of time off the clock. Quarterback play isn't the best. This isn't Bryce Young. This isn't CJ Stroud. That's just one play that I'm looking at right now. I have Michigan State to bounce back after getting disemboweled by the Washington Huskies last weekend. I was a sucker. I fell for the plus 145 trap. Vegas literally set that up, and I took it. And I dropped the ball. They absolutely got ran through last weekend against Washington. But they're at home. They're home dogs, and they have more than enough talent to beat Minnesota. I took it again. And this is one of those, if they screw me again, I'm off of them for the rest of the year. But plus money, home dog, I had to go with it. I like the App State pick that Turnsy dropped in the chat. And what else do we have on the docket? I like Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame on the road as road dogs to beat UNC. Their defense is very strong. I know the quarterback play sucks, but in a situation like that, you have to take the other defense. They can neutralize North Carolina's offensive prowess because North Carolina is basically starting a rookie quarterback. I think he's going to be a good player ultimately before his career is over. But that's a lot, man. And that Minnesota, or not Minnesota, but that Notre Dame defense is legit. They've got multiple NFL players on there. And I think that they find a way to get that done. And I think you can take the points or even a first half cover for the game to be tied or Notre Dame to be winning at halftime. So those are just a few. If we had a college football specific show, I'd keep going on a little bit more. But yeah, that's it.
No problem. You can find Bryant. You can find all of us. Our links are in the description below. So if you have any more questions about any picks, give Brian a message.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
Twitter. News for tomorrow's game. It was just posted here. Kaprizov will be playing for Minnesota tomorrow against Colorado. So will Dumba, Middleton, Fleury. The Wild's top prospect, Jesper Wallstedt, in goal will also be playing. So will Rossi, Addison, and some other Wild prospects. You don't have to tune into tomorrow's show to know I will be backing the Minnesota Wild against Colorado tomorrow. Now, obviously, I probably would have backed them anyway, but you're telling me Kaprizov's going to be in, Beckman, Eriksson Ek, Foligno. The Wild are going to be playing most of their roster players tomorrow. So what a great start to the NHL season tomorrow. Make sure to tune into that. Turnsey's so happy football and hockey is back. I don't have to bet shitty baseball anymore. I know some people are like, wow. Some people are ready for baseball to be over.
I'm a Yankees fan. I have something to look forward to, and I'm still ready, so I don't have to bet baseball anymore. I'm gonna honestly probably not bet the playoffs at all. I will just watch as a fan and keep it pushing.
Yeah. I haven't. I'll be betting playoffs, but I'll be my focus will be on hockey at that time for sure. And then Isaac says yes, Turnsey, bye bye MLB. But yeah, that is today's show. Make sure, as I said, to follow everyone in the description below. Everyone's links are below, as well as the link to earlsportsbets.com. Part of the Picks and Parlays family. You can purchase my picks and Nick and Tim's premium picks there as well. So make sure the link is in the description below. I don't have any picks up for today. Was put on the site today. I will have NFL picks for tomorrow, or picks for tomorrow in general, on the site. But we will go on to the best bet segment and start with over under. We got lots of picks here on the best bet segment today. I'm on two totals: the Atlanta and the Philly game under, first 5 under, and St. Louis Dodgers first 5 under. I'm going to go with the St. Louis Dodgers first 5 under 4. Nick is going with Navy and East Carolina under 48.5. Tim is going Iowa Rutgers over 34. Dave is going Oregon and Washington State over 56.5. Ryan is going with the Mets team total over 4.5. Occupancy, you are going with the Brewers team total over 4.5. Bryant, what do you think here for over or under? Are you muted?
Yep. I'm sorry. My over and under is going to be the under 51 in Texas A&M and Arkansas.
I'm just going to put Texas A&M /Ark.
Yep.
I don't even know all the short forms. There's so many.
Honestly, you could just do the just most people just do the A ampersand and then M, and then that's just how you kind of. But that's fine. Texas A&M is fine, just like that. But
do you have odds for that or no?
Yes, I do. Hold on, I have my slip right here. It is -110.
Right. And then going on to dog of the day. For me, I'm going to go to the CFL and take the BC Lions plus 105. Nick is taking Notre Dame plus 122. Tim is taking Arkansas State plus 170. Dave is taking Michigan State plus 128. Occupancy, you're going with Rutgers plus 265. No dog from Ryan. Bryant, is there a dog that you like on today's slate?
Go Sparty. I'm going with the Michigan State Spartans as well.
All right. Everyone's fading Minnesota Golden Gophers. I wanted to bet Minnesota. I'm just kidding. Minnesota looks good, but from what I heard, they played really bad teams. So that's the thing with college football is sometimes teams will play really bad teams and their record will look all really good, and it may not be. But this will be a big test for Minnesota. If they're for real, they can show it today. But going on to the best bet segment, for me, my best bet of the day is Cleveland Guardians money line -120. Nick is going with Michigan State money line plus 128. Tim is going Texas -7 -110. Dave is going James Madison +7 -115. Ryan is going with the Braves money line -127. Occupancy, you're going with Juan Soto over 1.5 bases -103. Pretty crazy that's the price in Coors Field. That's kind of crazy. But you think that would be like -150 or something in Coors Field. So that's kind of surprising. But Bryant, what do you think here for best bet?
My best bet, I'm bullish on this, but I'm going to ride with it anyway. I am going to hop on. I'm going to back my team here. I'm going to back my Sooners. I'm going to go with that over 33.5, minus 115.
Perfect. And that is today's show. Love to Padres and Brewers moneyline parlay, 100% tailing that now. Perfect. Finnegan obviously sees another dog outside, so I apologize about that. But that's today's show. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. Tomorrow, the show will be on at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, so an hour and a half before football starts, just to give everybody time to get their football picks in. So make sure to tune into that. And that is today's show. Best of luck today on your bets today. Let's all beat up the bookies, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Best of luck today, guys.